But then there are people that really do hate our band quite a bit. We're plagued by haters. I won't mention any names. But yeah, there's a guitar player that in a Savannah band that rhymes with ham that actually bit me. over a piece of musical criticism I gave him.
Where did he bite you?
Shoulder. He's a little guy, a little skinny guy. It's kind of like a asthma hound chihuahua sort of guy.
It's a little guide dog nip.
Yeah. It's like why did he think that he could fight me? I don't know why. I just sort of took him down, sat on him for a while until he stopped squirming.
I remember the first time I got a drink from him to get a show. It was an epic moment. In Virginia. All right. And it might have been the 8x10, but I don't think it was. I can't remember what it was. But anyway, so we got a $100 guarantee on that show, and the place was really small. I mean, it was like 20 by 20, and they set up chairs like a theatrical thing, and there was almost not enough room to set up all 9 Spo-its like in the space provided, but we did. And so we're like that close away to the first guy, and of course it's the Theremin hipster crowd that's there first. Yeah, you got in there early. They don't know us, but have seen the press on us. Ooh, a sex and robot show. I'm so there. I'm going to sit up on the front row, and it's going to be so much fun. Then, like our regular fans, of course, come drunk and late, and they're in the back. Like, what is this shit? Where can I get a drink? No drinks here. What is it? Sort of doing that. So then we start our show, and the pocket protector crowd like does one of these. And then, as soon as they leave one of those chairs, the real fans in the back, I'm taking that chair. So the whole thing did like a washing machine, like through the thing, and chairs going, and like getting up front. Of course, our fans don't sit down. When they get up front, they start to break things. Of course, got the plug pulled. And all right. So how many places do you think you've been thrown out of?
The Whiskey Go-Go, the Elbow Room.
If you can only count them on one hand.
Oh no!
Can't be.
No. It's for actually thrown out of it. It's not that many.
Yeah.
It's an intimidating thing to throw the Spo-its out. I don't get a lot of physical confrontation.
Yeah. People
are just assured that there's going to be like retaliatory violence involved, which is not the case at all. I mean, I'm a lover, not a fighter. I haven't hit anybody, even like when they deserved it. In a long time.
I don't know why they just get this other impression.
Other impression.
I'm very curious.
It's the difference between art and life. I do the sex and violence exploitation show, and
well, I guess confrontation is probably like that should be like the key word for the Spo-its. Like,
most of the people that like do their thing, it's more like they'll shut the power off. Oh, we did get thrown out of the point too. That was fun. I put that on the record. That record I just gave you. They had a DAT player going to record Peniel Ventana, which if you've never heard of them, look them up on YouTube. They're over now, but such a great fucking act. Really great artsy like rock and roll band. I hate even to say that. It's just so much more than that. It's very noisy, very rocky, very beautiful, and Jeanette singing and Mitch and all that. Peniel Ventana. And they were a lot bigger than us, right? But it was one of those things that we started opening up for them, and then they started opening up for us. And and I always thought they were a bigger act than us because they got more stuff published. Yeah. And I really love what they do. And they would always try to upstage us. Yeah. And we played Dottie's, and they put down a plastic sheet, and Danette was singing with the mic like taped around her mouth. You've seen people do that, right? They cover her with flour, and then Mitch comes up and makes pea bread. That's what the plastic sheet's for. We're having a pea show before the Spo-its. How beautiful! Got a videotape of it, of course.
Have you had bands like upstage you, or like have there been shows where
one band we could never upstage was Buzz Up.
Yeah.
And I don't know why we couldn't, because it's just 3 guys. At the time we were playing them, just 3 guys. But they had such an aggressive presence and such a beautiful sound that it was just, and just couldn't even approach that. And in fact, Kirk's playing with us now. He's sitting in as featured player on guitar. And so really adding a lot of aggression and evil to the Spo-it sound, which I'm a lot of music. And I'm not really that much of a fan of music, but it's nice to have some.
You're not that much of a fan of music.
I prefer noise. Yeah. So, oh yeah, Mitch, Peanut Potato. So, like upstages, they didn't upstage us that show. We had a fucking robot with a chainsaw or a buzzsaw on his thing, guarding the door so we couldn't get any walking ovations. And then we started firing rockets in this really like tight space, and people were ducking and trying to, but couldn't leave because the robot was guarding. And then when the robot finished guarding, he'd come and like knock people's drinks over, and people turn the tables over. It was like Vietnam or something.
I remember that robot. Wasn't it like power drills or whatever?
Yeah, it was all drills. It ran the tracks, and it had a power saw which ran. It was actually an illusion. It's, again, things that look dangerous that aren't. It's a steel cutting wheel. It's basically a grip wheel. Well, you can get a scratch, but you're not going to get your hand cut off. Run on a belt from a buzzsaw. So if you grab it, it'll stop.
Oh yeah.
Because the belt will slip. But if you let it run,
did anyone do that?
No one, because they see it hit the steel and throw spark. Oh my God, it's throwing spark. And I take my damn head off, and it was an illusion.
You know, there's since in San Francisco the power tool drag races. It's power tools only. Whichever power tool can reach the finish line first. Anyway,
with Spo-it showed that the robot would only have so many performances. I mean, because even the one that we're talking about with the thing, it had a woman's body on a TV head at some point. We used to have the whole mannequin until we burned the head off and almost burning down the VFW HUD at Darlington. Then we cut it open to put it in the robot, and then the robot gets smashed up. And then less and less of the mannequin and the robot, until now it's a lamp in my house. It looks like an Ed Gein victim because it's got that big cross stitching on it and lit from the inside. At one time it fired fire up the nipples, so it's got two like most mannequins don't have nipples, but since it's been drilled from when you get the inside, it looks like it's got like shattered glass nipples. And I don't know. It's just we're just not meant to play someplace twice. I think we get the one shot, and then we start looking for another venue, kill and move on.
Wow.
People opening venues all the time.
And you'll know us from the trail.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, all right, so we had this place I booked in Savannah. There's a place called Bay Street Bar, and I did every other Thursday, which is about what I could deal with. And as you go around, you get to meet all the best acts, all the best touring acts. Now I would have them play. And people, I'd have a steady 100 people that would show up to see anything I did. Even if they didn't know the band, they knew that if I booked it, it was going to be worth seeing. We got the Torture King in. We did one of those shows. That was great. I had people like fainting out. And it's funny because they played recently in Savannah, and nobody faints anymore. It's like everybody's used to the blood and the show. They've all, it's like not new anymore.
They weren't fake plants that were fainting.
No. We had girls I knew that passed out on the front.
Oh, okay.
And then, the thing with when he pulls the string out, I guess he's got a thing cut up into his belly button that to hide the string in, but he like puts the string down there and then like grabs the forceps and pulls it out, and then hangs. You've seen his show. But anyway, so we would play these shows, and eventually they would always say, "Yeah, can we open for Spo-its?" Like, don't worry, there'll be plenty of people there. People show. Can we open for Spo-its? No, you cannot open for Spo-its. You cannot play with the Spo-its. Scott, I thought your buddies, I can book you. You can play, but you can't open for Spo-its because Spo-its are banned from this venue. And I'm booking. It's the one band I can't put on my own venue. It's my band.
Irony.
But the thing is, the Spo-its would play, and one time we played, we busted it. Not us, the crowd broke every single piece of furniture in the club. All the bar stools, they had a chill-out room and sofas and all that. And I was just I got the owner, and I'm so sorry. I'm just so sorry about all this stuff. You want me to put, don't worry about it. I did 4,000 at the bar that night. We're hitting.
Okay.
We're hitting Salvation Army for some shares.
You think, like, okay, you're saying.
Okay, so can we play next month? No, you're not playing again. And then months.
Okay, so you were saying that girls like weren't fading anymore. Like, do you think that like things have changed now that like audiences maybe are not so, I don't know, like audience have seen it now and maybe.
I think they're ready for it. I mean, it used to be. I've got these stickers that you've seen, the Good Dog stickers, which is interracial gay bestiality. I got another one, eat poop. The girls seem to like the eat poop
I didn't
one.
see the eat poo one before. I've seen the Good Dog one before.
Yeah, that's our classic one. The Eat Poop was a contest amongst our fans for send me an image for a Spo-its flyer.
Yeah. Oh, great. Yeah. Thanks.
Vegetarian restaurants.
It's not here, but yeah.
Get back to San Francisco.
Yeah.
So like we would I'd hand out those, and a lot of times people would have a very strong negative reaction. Nowadays they just laugh. It's a big joke. It's like the sensibilities have moved more my way in the past 15 years. We had a bunch of kids at the show for our 23 year. We're 15 when we stopped doing serious touring, and they'd never seen us play, just heard stories, and they love it. And the ones that weren't there said they're going to the next show. When we play someplace, people travel, 4, 6, 8 hours, vans full of people show up wherever we play, because we don't play that often.
Yeah.
We can't play that often.
Yeah. So why do you think it's changed in their time? Like,
I think it's the ever-present internet too. Everybody's seen everything. And we used to show like this 4th generation VHS of this dominatrix girl nailing somebody's scrotum to a ladder. Well, hell, you can see that 10 times a day on YouTube. You don't have to like go seek that stuff out. I had like the Tales of Naked Humiliation from Japan that I bought. This number, I think 2 is the best one. It might be 7, but it says one with salamanders and the snatch and hot wax and all. We put that on, people would get sick at the shows. Yeah. And now they don't care. They've seen it.
In a
salamanders and wax again.
So in a different way, but the same idea. This has also like changed the world in for mashup types like me. So basically now, in the old days, it used to be whoever had the rarest record collection with the weirdest, most obscure samples would win. But nowadays, everyone has that 100 times over. Everyone has a hard drive completely full of that stuff.
Me too.
Yeah, right, of course. And me too.
Yeah.
And so now, like, it's changed from this world of like scarcity into this world of abundance or something like that. Maybe overabundance, where everyone has seen and witnessed and has a copy of everything.
I have like these 7 inches from.
Yeah. But it also means that the audiences are a bit more jaded. I guess more jaded. Or whatever. But they have seen it. And it's harder certainly to shock an audience.
But the live stuff still works. The Spo-its left. Nobody. Its danger is still a taboo in our society.
This is true. Yeah.
We are still a high safety conscious society, and even the stuff that we do, which isn't really dangerous. I don't feel. An interview from this guy. So we take him up, and they start beating him with a dildo and a wire whip, and he's duct taped in, and nothing to know where he's going. And we got a big sandbag keeping the thing, but he's like rocking the thing, and he falls off the stage. And I heard this, and I thought it was his head. I thought he was dead, but it was the X. So basically, the X hit the floor. He didn't hit it all, and he's just hanging above a pile of broken television sets. So I took my hook blade and I cut his hands out, not his feet. I didn't get his own feet out. And then he like falls down into the pile of glass and starts like trying to get his feet out. He's so fucked up too. And there's a video.
Yeah. But people don't get
but the safety
that chance to face danger.
And even the S&M shows. Yeah. We have fetish nights, man. And I go, but it sucks. And they get, they're doing this.
dear, don't hurt me too much. Like, you know, Sharon Nine-Tails, man. We get our shows up, I tell the girls, you know, you beat the living hell out of them. You beat them until your arm gets tired. You know, and when your arm is tired, or you take pity on their screams, let them go and get the next one up. We had this guy, this Swedish guy, who was a friend of our guitar player, and a guitar player, Blake, told him that it was all fake. And he was on duct taped into the thing, and Blake got himself there so he could see his face, and they started hitting him with a wire whip, and like, and Blake just laughing and playing. You idiot! Gotcha!
Oh man!
And he was like not into the subculture or anything.
Yeah.
But I have a friend of mine, and she says, Scott, if anybody else did what you did, I'd be like offended by it. But there's something about you. You have like a loci sense of mischief, of just like fun mischief in whatever you do. Because you know, I don't really enjoy real pain or real suffering. You know, and even though I have done some,
Well, you said that the Spo-its have made enemies. Do you think that it's the band that's made enemies, or you have made enemies?
I guess it's me. You know, I mean, you know, Jason started the band with me, but I'm the only like solid member since the early days when we've had many bass players and many guitar players and many drummers. You know, Robert Williams from Captain Beefheart, and Rick Surley, and Hippie Mike, and Black Mel, and just you go through the members that we've had, and I think it's me because I must have some kind of when they find out what's wrong with me, I hope it's not Dr. Asperger who discovers it. I hope it's like Dr. Happy Fun Time, but I'd much rather have Happy Fun Time disorder. What is happy fun time disorder? Well, you should Asperger's. But I don't know what it is wrong with me. I have problems catching social cues from people. I'm too much into what I'm into, too much into what I'm doing, and I will push things too far. I will push people too far. I have this really great friend of mine, old friend of mine, Victoria, doesn't talk to me. Old music buddies from the old days. I love her to death. Will not speak to her. And I didn't do anything, but there were a series of practical jokes that I played on her over the years of varying degrees of cruelty. But somehow, like I said, somehow Victoria doesn't speak to me. Don't know. I still love her to death. It's not mutual. She's a great person. And I probably deserve whatever sanction.
Do you do a lot of pranks?
I do. I'm a terrible prankster.
Yeah.
I also beef.
What do you beef?
All right, so let's say you were to insult me in some way.
Okay.
All right, I would then have an elaborate way of, if it was like someone I didn't like, I would have an elaborate way of exacting revenge on them. Usually in sort of a dueling standard. I showed up one time with a very large person who claimed to be my second, and refused to speak to him directly. And the second would read off the charges, and it basically was asking him to pick what style of unarmed combat that he would like with the bare-fisted Marcus Queensberry MMA rules. and to pick his seconds, and the guy was just like, no. And he ended up apologizing to me.
Yeah.
Which was and then my second then accepted the apology for me. We turned around and left. That sort of stuff. And like the guy fucked up our sound at our anniversary show and ruined our live recording. I put it out that I was looking for where he was living. Put out that I was doing was stalking him, which I wasn't. And all I had to do was my reputation. All I had to do was put it out a couple of times. He moved out of town.
got up and moved and left. And nobody knows where he is.
Something pretty
But like nobody, I've never disappeared anybody.
So that we know of.
We know of.
Do you get into fights?
Not since I quit drinking.
Yeah.
I gave up drinking, fighting, and fishing all on the same day, 20 years ago, 21 years ago.
Yeah.
I actually quit drinking because I got my my head busted in with a mag light. I was performing at this bar. I think it was Biff Bogus and Mechanical Abortion. I was singing, and it didn't have it together to do anything but just love, because I was drinking. So you're drinking, that's your activity. You go to the bar, you have drinks with your friends, you fill up on stupid juice, and there you go. Well, I had an art card out of fluorescent orange and black spray paint, and it was pissing on Jesus, I'm pretty sure, And somebody broke the window up and ran into the country bar next door. I was drunk, had a snootful, we were paid in beer. Never a good idea. I ran into the back, I had my friends go around the front so he wouldn't run out the front. And of course the bouncer wouldn't let me in. I said, well, you don't have to let me in. Send that guy that's ran here, send him out. I guess they knew. The guy put his hand on me, and that was just a trigger. I headbutted him, broke his nose. His buddy hit me with a mag light, busted my thing, beat the living hell out of me. Police came, the police were beating me up. The ambulance came to get me because I was broken. They wouldn't let the ambulance pick me up because they had to file a report. So my friends put me into a car and took me, and I was like, man, it's drinking. So I quit.
How's that changed how you do a sports show or how you experience the sports?
Well, there were no Spo-its before. Spo-its were, after that, I had no drinking. So what the fuck am I going to do with my time? I have all this energy, It used to be the drinking was what would let me sit down like this and talk to you. Back in my earlier days, I was a lot more anxious and had a lot more social phobias. So to even talk to somebody, even somebody I really knew and liked, I still have phobias about like formal social situations. It's like I hate going to weddings. If you invite me to your wedding, I wouldn't go. If I had any excuse, I would not go. And I've accepted a few invitations like that, but it's always like about going, and I'm always like, I don't know why that is, but it was. And the alcohol would lower that. Well, after that, I needed something to do. So I started doing poetry. And that Spo-its worked out of the poetry and the thing. I started meeting people, and I'm a pretty resourceful, intelligent guy. If I'm not drinking, I can put some stuff together and move it around. And I don't think I was ever addicted because I don't crave it. And I can have a beer if I feel like it, which I very rarely do, and not hit the liquor cabinet and get really drunk that night. So I don't need it, I don't do it, and it's all part of what I had to do to become a creative artist. Now I thought because I used to paint a lot, well, I still paint a lot, but I used to think I couldn't paint when I was drunk. Because I'd get these naked girls in, I'd get tore up drunk, and just do these beautiful paintings. And it was all like, are you sleeping with them? Are you not sleeping with them? Or is it? Sometimes it would be one or the other, or there'd be like a tension there, and then there's drunk. They'd be drunk, and I'd be drunk, and I was thinking, well, I just can't do that without drinking. And a lot of authors think they can't write without drinking, and I would write a lot of poetry when I was drinking. I thought, well, if I can't get drunk, I can't do all that. I found I can do it just fine, even better. And I found out how to assess those kind of elevated states of consciousness without getting drunk.
Yeah, and I think like if you go through, like enough of those where you've at least witnessed the whatever you want to call it, the journey, that you get to some state of being like that, then you can actually remember that and recreate that. It may not be as easy, but it can be.
I've got a pretty good command of my instrument.
Yeah.
I don't have like creative block or anything like that. I can sit down. I could put up a painting, sell a painting. And I could put out a piece of paper and write.
I'm terrible about like really just like making time for making music. And I need that needs to change.
Well, I think we're about up. We're not done, huh?
Thanks.